Hello, welcome to my studio again. Today's topic of discussion is a high kick. So quite often you'll see, if you're following my videos, I have lecture videos which are more philosophical natured, of mind training, mind and spirit, and today it is more in a physical concept, so it's more or less tips and tricks that we discuss in martial arts. And one of the problems we have now is, because of the COVID lockdowns, I don't have students to demonstrate on. So we're going to have to try to explain the topic the best I can without physically demonstrating to that degree. Now, with the idea of high kicks not being effective, there's some martial arts that actually teach people, no, we don't train in high kicks, we don't practice high kicks. High kicks are not effective, and they have this argument. And there's other people that'll say, well, I've watched a lot of UFC fights, and I've watched other fights where high kicks have been very effective. They've knocked people out. And so there is an argument there. What I view and how I teach my students is actually part of our curriculum here. It's when you're learning in your level 1, there is something that every student has to memorize, and it goes something like this. To practice high kicks makes you more agile and helps to develop snap. Also, the higher one can kick, the stronger one's lower kicks are. So we have an explanation in theory about that, but I can understand the negative traits too, because they'd say that if somebody's going to go to do a high kick, you're pretty much bending over in a position that you're putting your body away from somebody. Now, a fighter who knows that, if I'm looking at you and see that you're starting to go away from me, I'm probably going to explode into you as fast and hard as I can to try to keep this momentum of you moving going backwards, so that you don't have the opportunity to deliver the kick to the full extent. So you're looking at it. So there's lots of things that people think. So I'm looking at that and I'm saying, here's a mistake. Everything as I teach, has a double-edged sword. So yeah, if I'm facing somebody and we're at a critical distance and we're getting ready to fight, I'm probably not going to lean backwards to do it. That wouldn't be too wise. Now, let's say you're in a situation where all of a sudden somebody wants to hit you, and instead of having a strong base stance and being able to move around it, it's sort of like reflected that you move back. So by you moving back from the extension of their force, they've already helped you do half of your kick for you. So they've fed into that, or you utilize that movement of being startled or moved back. So therefore, there is good use for those kicks. It's just a matter of when and where you're going to use them. And just like everything else, there's some things that is not wise to use. There's a purpose for everything. And, to practice high kicks is great. And if you're using a roundhouse, you're probably going to lean over sideways, or a side kick if you're going to lean sideways. Normally on a front kick, you're going to come up in this position there. It's like you don't have to lean back. But I've seen some people do a front kick and lean back, which is ridiculous to me. And I think, or there's certain things like if we're doing a kick, we're upright and we're going to continue going forward. Every kick that we do, we want to be upright, continuing forward. Now, sure, there's going to be situations where we made a mistake, and that's it. We made a mistake and moved back. It might have been a flinch from a punch, or somebody may have come to kick us and we moved away from them in that situation where we're coming to kick them. But the difference is, most of the movement from the kick was a reflection from a movement that we had that was going to make us vulnerable by being bent backwards, and we're recovering from that position by throwing the kick up. So there is a very good use for practicing high kicks. Or if you have somebody on the run, so you're following with kicks and they're already moving backwards. And if they're moving backwards, they can't explode in jamming your kick. So therefore, you have some situations where people are coming with kicks and then they're chasing you. Since they have that great distance, it allows them to come around and spin and maybe do a crescent kick in that position, like a spinning crescent kick, because they followed their movement. It was this massive motion that's going forward because their opponent is moving backwards, giving them that ability. So it's not like you'd want, same again, you wouldn't just want to go to spin around on somebody to do a kick. If they had a good strong stance and was ready to explode in on you as soon as you flinched, it wouldn't be practical. So here again, it is my belief that there's a time and place for everything, and I wouldn't never limit myself to saying, no, we're not going to practice any high kicks here, because there is a time and place. And by saying, no, we're not going to practice high kicks, or high kicks aren't effective in a fight. Well, they have been effective in a fight. And I've seen many knockouts from high kicks, especially from spinning heel kicks to the back of the head is one of the greatest knockout points. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to use high kicks. It's just not a matter of time and place. And if you're using a high kick when it's not appropriate, it's going to be very vulnerable for you. So yeah, in most situations, you're at a low kicking spot where you're coming through, but you shouldn't lean back to kick. You should always be digging forward to kick. Because if you are leaning backwards, that means that there's going to be a counterbalance of the impact. Since your body's already going this way, when you have an impact, it's going to continue going that way. And that's a fault. Now, when people are using round techniques and they're leaning back, the momentum is coming in a circular motion coming around. So it's not being pushed back. It's coming around in a circle. So it's just a matter of understanding, again, what I say and how I teach is the martial arts is pretty much having an understanding of how the body works and doesn't work. Utilizing these techniques is also teaching how the body works and doesn't work. And you're developing balance, coordination, technical proficiency, timing, reflexes, power. It's all good. It's all good for you. Not just in combat, but in all of your life. Anyhow, if this information has been of help to you, or you like what I'm teaching, please give us a thumbs up. Share the video with other people who you might think are inclined to enjoy it and benefit from it. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the videos. Again, this lockdown is something that we're dealing with, and we're making the best of it. Have a great day.